It's the Sabbath day. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to clear some things up. A lot of people have been taught lawlessness, and like my grandmother believed that Sabbath day is done away with. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what day you choose. Like as if we can choose what the Sabbath day is and change a day to be a different day. That's confusion. I'm just going to clear it up. We're going to look at Genesis, literally at the first book, and I'm going to even look at the first chapter because there's some things I still need to clear up, and I've had people wrestle with me over these things because don't they just don't agree with God. They don't want to agree with the truth. It's up to them, but like one of the first things I love to clear up is in the beginning, God created heaven and earth, right? But that's widely agreed by Christians, of course. But this second verse, people don't understand right here. Earth was void and empty, so that wasn't there yet physically. Darkness was upon the face of the deep. But this part, I've had people fight me over this. The Spirit of God moved over the waters. And one thing I keep forgetting, and I need to keep doing this, so I'm going to remind myself now to stop forgetting. Pray that the Spirit of God will move upon the water that you drink. Because I'm telling you right now, the enemy is crafty. They have been poisoning the water. They've been trying to destroy the water to kill us. And you should pray for your water, not just your food. Everybody makes a habit of praying for their meals. And that's good because I forget to do that a lot. But let's pray for our water. Let's ask God to move His Spirit on the water. Now let's get to the real reason I made this whole thing. I got to tell y'all about the Sabbath day and that it does matter. It doesn't matter what your religion is. If you want to follow Christ and you want to go to heaven, well, He tells you you need to keep the commandments, and that's what Jesus said. Okay, I don't care what anyone else said. He's the greatest teacher that walked the earth, and it's very clear even before. And I'll get to where Moses was, the mouthpiece for God, and God actually spoke Himself as well. But I'm going to tell y'all about this Sabbath day, okay? And why it's so important. I'm going to go, so this is in Genesis 2. So the heavens and the earth were finished, right? So God finished His work. All the things, within heaven and earth are finished. And on the seventh day, what does God do? He ends His work. He stopped doing His work, and He rested on the seventh day from all of His work which He had done. And what does this say? He blessed the seventh day. He sanctified it, because in it He had rested from all of His work, which Abba Yah, whatever you want to call Him Father, created, and He made all these things, and He rested, right? So right here, there's that. And this is called spiritual alignment, okay? One thing we don't pray about enough is for alignment. God, I want to be good like You, right? I'd be like, God, I want to be good like You. And He's like, okay, do what I say. And one of the first things he says is, and He says it throughout all of the scriptures, is to keep His commandments. It's not that hard. And the funniest thing about the Sabbath day is it's one of the easiest things to keep. Now, I understand, and Jesus also clarifies this too. Some people have to work on the weekend. All right? Yeah, I get it. Some people have to work because they have no other means of providing for their family. They might be short on rent. I know the struggle is real, but I'm just here to inform you that the Saturday is the Sabbath day. It's not Sunday. These these what people call churches are actually synagogues. These are the buildings. The church is actually us, you child of God. You are a church. You're a building. God created you. You are a church. You are the temple of the Holy Spirit. So what is the so-called church is a synagogue. And not all this, I'm not going to just go ahead and say all synagogues are bad, but if they're teaching lawlessness, there's no reason to go. That's all I'm going to say. Now, if they teach you to keep the law, that's good. If they believe in the power of the Holy Spirit and they can believe in miracles and they do or they witness, they have testimonies, that's a church I want to go to. I mean, my bad, synagogue that I would want to go to. I'm looking. I've been looking. Like, there was one I was going to because they were very friendly. But what caused me to leave and never come back was I asked the pastor, like, "Hey, do you guys believe in you believe in like the gifts of the Holy Spirit?" He's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Okay, so why don't you like believe in, like, why don't you go and cast out demons from people? Why where's your deliverance ministry? Where's your ministry of healing and such?" And they're like, "Oh, we don't want to go out of our way and cause trouble, and we don't want to go and just call these demons out." I'm like, "Dude," I'm like, "So you're afraid? You're afraid? God did not give us a spirit of fear." Anyway, that's why I left that church, because they don't believe in the gifts. They don't really believe in the gifts, or the things. They don't believe they could do what Jesus did, and that's actually baloney. You can. Now, we know that God rested on the seventh day, and that's Saturday. Monday's the first day. Sunday is actually the sixth day. Or no, my bad. Sunday's the first day. My bad. All right, protect me, God. I'm being attacked here. Shh. Monday's not the first day of the week. Sunday is the first day of the week. Saturday is the Sabbath day. Shabbat. Um, you could go and Google this. I've heard a lot of animals kind of just chill on Saturday. They don't really go out and hunt. So yeah, there's that. I'm just up checking to see if there shouldn't. I don't think there's a commandment here. No. Okay. This is just to show you, well, God rested on the seventh day. Now we're going to go over to Exodus, where this is actually the Lord speaking. It's in Exodus 20. And these are easy. Like, well, you know what I mean by, like, these are not hard. Okay, this one, some people have had to steal because, necessity and such. And that's just something you have to work out with God. But, like, in all things, we should be trying to keep these every day and remembering these every day. But the funny thing is, like, before he even says these basic things, he says this. Like, this is before he says this, and it's funny. But it actually matters. It actually must matter if he's putting this first, right after, "You shall not take the name of the Lord your God, Abba Yah, in vain. The Lord will not hold him guiltless that take the name of the Lord his God in vain." And a lot of people in the church do this. A lot of people in the congregations do this at church. Like, it's such a hypocrisy. But anyways, this is where we're talking about. Today is our rest day. 6 days you shall work, you labor, you do all your work. But on that seventh day, on that Saturday, is Shabbat. That is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. Is this what's that the day he rested, right? And now he's saying this is where it applies to you. You shall not work on that day. And not just you, your son, nor your daughter, even your servants, right? Not even your servants, not even your female servants, and not even your animals. What? Yeah, not even your animals, nor any stranger that is in your home or around your place. So yeah, and here we go again. Like I said before, in 6 days, God made heaven and earth and the ocean and all the things that are in them, and then He rested on the seventh day. And that's why God blessed the seventh day and He sanctified it. So this is all before He even mentions these, common, very easy to keep things. But we act like this is so hard to do when it's, bro, just chill. Like, stay in your house. If you really want to keep the Sabbath, there's other things which you find in other books, other holy books, where they go as far as don't cook, don't really leave your house or do anything you don't need to do. Um, what I thought about too, which is funny, is like I would order groceries. I would order my groceries on Saturday, but I'm like, oh, even in this, I'm causing people to transgress, even though they chose to work anyway, but I'm still causing people to transgress when I'm ordering food. And I'm like, that's yeah. Maybe I shouldn't order things on Saturday either, even though I'm resting and I'm keeping the Sabbath. Um, it's something I'm gonna have to pray about. I think a lot. Sorry, I think too much, but like this is a rest day, so I'm in bed. I'm just gonna read my Bible. I'm gonna fast for a little while, but I'm going to eat because another thing I learned is we're not supposed to fast on the Sabbath day. We're not supposed to fast. We're not supposed to really have sex with our wives. And you're not supposed to work, and you're not supposed to cook, right? Now, that's a lot. But at the very least, I'm gonna ask you to just chill. Like, this is your rest day. I'm tired. Like, most of us work Monday through Fridays anyway, right? Most people work Monday through Fridays, but most people think Sundays is the day that God sanctified because that's when the synagogues open, right? But that's not true. That's the tradition of man. The real rest day is Saturday. And I've always kind of felt that way because, like, when I was in the army, we worked 5 days, and then the weekends we usually had off as long as there wasn't a mission. So Monday through Friday, I was like, all right, cool. I've got to work hard. And Saturday, I was chilling. I was chilling. I didn't leave my room. I would order pizza though. I would order pizza, and I just watch shows and stuff. I wasn't super Christian at all. I was really like a nerd, but like, still in a little bit am. But Saturday was like it was my holy day, honestly. Like every week, it was sacred. Like I just wanted to rest, just wanted to rest, and that is a holy thing. That is God. That was God telling me Saturday is your Sabbath. It's everyone's Sabbath, actually, supposed to be. But the synagogues have deceived us to thinking it's Sunday because that's when the synagogue opens. But the synagogue is not the church. They claim to be the church, but we are the church. If you learn anything from this today, every day that says it's Saturday, every 7 days is our Sabbath. You should rest. You should chill. Now, I think there's plenty of good reason, and I think God is okay with this, but you have to take it up with Him because I don't know everything. But humbly, I would say this is a good day, let's say in the summer, to go to the beach and just relax and swim and just have a peaceful day. Okay? Just have a peaceful day and just rest and have a fun time. Because you know what? On freaking Monday, you got to get back to work. And what's funny is like Sunday. Oh, check it out, my girl calling. Shabreen,
Morning.
good morning. Well, it's actually afternoon.
I woke up at 11 today.
Yeah, I woke up late too. I was like, yeah, I'm sleeping in because last night I had to sort some things out.
Yeah.
But hey, I want to inform you, like I'm informing the whole world, today is the Sabbath day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the synagogues, right, the churches we go to, they've been claiming and always Sunday. And I was looking into that, like, why is it Sunday? It's like, why do we choose Sunday? And it has a lot to do with Rome. But the funny thing is, like, before I was even like dedicated, rededicating myself as a Christian, when I was in the army, Shabreen, you want to know something?
What?
My Saturdays were sacred.
Yeah.
And most people, right? We work from Monday through Friday. Most people, right?
Yes.
And the irony is, we're very tired on Saturday anyway. We don't feel like doing anything. And I feel like that's God trying to, like, He's nudging us to remember the Sabbath.
Right.
What do you think about that? Is that crazy or what?
I mean, I do feel really tired on Saturday mornings, but
Yeah, for real. I'm always
it's
tired
it's
on
it's
Saturday.
because I know Saturday is my only day to sleep in and
pretty
actually
pretty much. So it's your
kind of like
Sabbath
recoup
anyway.
because Monday through Friday I get up early. Sunday I get up for church.
Yeah, you go to church or the synagogue. I'm gonna start calling them synagogues because now listen, it's because we are the church. The church is the people. So like saying I'm going to church is I'm going to you're talking about a congregation, right? And it's a building, it's a place. But the church is a people. It's you and me and everybody else who's, you know what I'm saying? I hope that
Yeah.
makes sense. Maybe you could say I'm meeting up with the church. That makes sense.
Right.
But I guess it's like I'm going like when you say I'm going to church, it's like I'm coming to the people of God. But a lot of people I've noticed they're fed up with the synagogues. But I hope I can find a good one because I actually do want to go to a good one.
Yeah.
One that they teach, like there's what my grandma was talking about where they actually they actually have like testimonies and like miracles and they keep the commandments. It's kind of hard to find a good synagogue. Like
Yeah.
the one I was going to was super friendly. I loved them, but I had to leave because I was asking them, hey, do you guys have a deliverance type of ministry? Do you guys help the poor? And they're like, don't do that. I'm like, why? And they're like, oh, we don't want to go around picking fights with devils. And I'm like, it's like Jesus' ministry was a lot of that. And then I left because I can't be unequally yoked. But I loved them because they were very like family. They were very friendly. It's just that they were like not my people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I loved how friendly and they were and how they wanted to eat with me. And they take me to eat with them and stuff. I like that. But I'm like, all this money they're spending eating out, I really appreciate it if they would just feed the poor, help the homeless.
Yeah.
It's nice to be friendly to like the new members and invite them to your cookouts and stuff. You can do that, but I'm just like, what about all the homeless people and the you're going out and evangelizing, but we should be doing what Jesus told us to do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, and I'm keeping it real, unfiltered. If I was poor and homeless, and there was these so-called Christian people, and they were just trying to convert me, but they weren't helping me, I would say, screw you, get away from me. If you can't help me, if you're not helping me, like, and you're claiming to be the people of God, like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they sleep. It's just like this. Jesus was talking about them. They sleep on soft beds. I feel caught out because I'm laying on one. They sleep on soft beds. It was a different time. It was a different time. But
Yeah.
I still like. I'm hearing him because there's people out sleeping on the street, sleeping in at least on the grass would be comfortable. But there's people who sleep on the sidewalk. They sleep under a bridge,
Yeah.
and we're here sleeping on these soft beds, and we don't have anything to worry about. We have our cell phones so we can keep in contact with our family. We have all the food we could ever want, and these people are dying, literally dying, or they haven't heard from their family in months. They don't have any friends. That's the type of people we have to go to and help.
Yeah.
Jesus even took care of animals that were oppressed. I'm like, wow. even even the creatures, the little animals that people were just using to get to work, you know, Jesus had a heart for them.
Yeah.
Do you know?
That's.
I'm gonna quiz you. I'm gonna quiz you.
Oh gosh.
I know you've been taking your exams, but this is an easy. It should be easy for you. Do you know all 10 commandments? And you don't have to know them perfectly, but do you know like at least the gist of the 10 commandments?
I know number one is like
Uh huh.
don't have any idols.
Let me stop you right there.
That are
You're
or
right.
don't.
Okay, look, you're right. You're right. But you know what's crazy about that?
Or like don't put nothing above God.
That's a really good way to put it actually. That's the perfect way
Um.
to put it. You shall have well, first of all, he's emphasizing that he just rescued them from Egypt, right? And for us it's like I saved you from death, right?
Mhm.
And you're right. You shall have no strange gods. You shall have no
Right.
idols or graven images that you put before me. So you got that right. Okay, what's the next one?
Thou shalt not kill.
No. Oh, you. Well, that's one of them. It's just not in order. But you got.
Oh no, I don't know. I don't know those
You
in
don't have to
order.
know them in order. It's fine. All right, that's two.
Uh, thou shalt not steal.
Okay.
Don't. You can't commit adultery.
Nope, that's four.
Um, that's all I know off the top of my head.
You only got 4 out of 10.
Let me think.
Keep thinking. You got to get more than four. At least get half of them. What were we talking about a couple minutes ago?
Oh, keep the Sabbath.
Yes, yes, thank you. All right, there's 5.
Um, I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head.
Okay, you give up?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got 5. Um, one that I've broken a few times is honor your father and
Oh,
your
honor your
mother.
mother and father. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, for sure. And okay, that's 6. You shall
Oh,
not
that's pretty
take the
good.
name of the Lord your God in vain.
What does that mean, actually?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, so
Does that mean like when someone cusses and they're like GD?
that's bad. But
Does
you
it mean
know,
that? I've always thought it meant like that.
no, there's other it actually means other things. So taking something in vain is like saying it like it doesn't matter. Just casually bringing him up in a conversation that has nothing to do with him, or like when a lot of movies do this a lot. They do this very. They have a good example of doing it, and like a lot of movies, almost every movie I've seen has a scene where they say "OMG" or they say "Jesus Christ" like in a way that's disrespectful or
Yeah, like kind of like
just
cursing it.
satanic, honestly. And yeah,
Yeah.
they curse him, or they use his name to curse other people. That's using his name in vain.
Okay, I wasn't sure about
And
that
and
one.
there's another level too where people just will bring him into a conversation that should has nothing to do with him,
Hmm.
or there's no reverence. That's another way to put it too. Like
Okay, okay, I
there's
see.
blatant disrespect, and then there's like not showing respect too.
Right. Okay. Like if you claim to be a Christian, you shouldn't talk badly about God, basically, or
Ever.
curse his name. Okay.
And it's I think the
Or
irony of it, the funniest thing about it is you can't talk about him behind his back.
he's gonna
So
know
you might as
anything.
well respect him, right? Because
Yeah.
you can't get away with saying anything bad about it. He's
Right.
gonna hear
Yeah.
you. He hears your thoughts, bro. Okay, where are we at? 7? I think we're at 7. You said no. Did you say no stealing?
Yeah. I said no
Good,
stealing.
good. How about you shall not bear false witness
What does that mean?
against your neighbor? Like making up stories, as something I've done actually a lot. I need to stop doing that.
Like what?
I was making up stories like I'm married to this girl, so
Oh,
we
okay,
can
okay.
should we move in together? Like that is false witness. That is for sure. Like any type of lying,
Okay, so basically lying.
pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. Just making something up, and even if you're doing it to protect yourself or protect others, you shouldn't make a habit of it. Now it says don't bear false witness against your neighbor, right? Your neighbor is not a serial killer who's looking. You know what I mean? Like there's a time to lie. Even Abraham lied because he didn't trust this king. He thought he would try to rape his wife or something. So he said, "It's my sister."
Like for example, I go to Walmart all the time to get groceries and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
And if I'm coming out of the store with my groceries with my buggy or whatever, and a man comes up to me and is like, "Hey, can you help me with my car?" I'm sorry, me as a woman, I'm gonna make something up and be like, oh well, I have to meet my dad here and here or whatever. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not.
You
You know
can
what I mean?
you shouldn't do that. All you have to do is say no. And I'll explain why. Ready? Because this is what Jesus Christ said, and I believe Enoch said it too, but I'm going to say it like Jesus said. When you're asked a question, your response should be yes, yes, or no, no. Anything other more than that comes from evil. Now, if
What
they
if I
ask you
say
why, you can say,
what if I say no and he's like, oh well, it'll only take a few minutes.
then you say, I just told you no. I need to go. Like you don't have to explain yourself. One thing I learned is like you don't need to explain. You don't owe it to anyone to explain yourself.
Okay.
But if they ask you why, then you can say, no, I've got somewhere to be.
Okay. Well, the
And you don't
reason
have to
why I
tell them
don't
exactly what it is.
like the reason why I say, oh, I have to meet my dad somewhere is because I'm like, if another man knows, okay, her dad
Yeah,
is
that's
expecting her somewhere,
psychology.
I can't kidnap her or something.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean? Like,
psychology.
so if something asks me like that, I just think of that on the fly. Because another man knows, okay, this other man that loves her and takes care of her knows
Mm-hmm.
she's going to be somewhere. So let me just try to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's not smart, but what I'm telling you is you don't need to make up a story unnecessarily
Yeah.
because that's still bearing false witness. Now, that's not as serious as lying to get a job, or and a lot of people do that, or lying to gain
Oh,
an
people lie to
advantage.
their resumes all the time.
Yeah, we all do. But even that is still bearing false witness against your neighbor, right? And what I learned a lot is like I've had a big problem with I would lie to people who were close to me,
Hmm.
and I would tell everything to my enemies, and I just didn't even see it,
Yeah.
because I didn't know who was really for me and who was against me. But my
Hmm.
enemy had me so bad that I was blocking all my allies,
Yeah.
and it was not good. Now, all right, we got that, and then I think this is the last one, which is do not covet your neighbor's home. Do not covet your neighbor's wife or husband. Do not covet your neighbor's anything they have, basically, right? Don't covet their anything your neighbor has. Do you know what coveting is?
No.
Basically, it's like, oh, I really wish I had that. That's coveting.
Oh, like jealousy.
Yeah, it's jealousy. Not the good kind. There's a holy jealousy.
Yeah.
Like a man should be jealous for his wife, and a wife should be jealous for her husband, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's a good jealousy.
Yeah.
But the
To a
bad
certain
jealousy
extent.
is the demonic jealousy is the people who look at your life and they want to ruin your life or they want to have everything you have. That's demonic.
Yeah. Right. To a certain extent.
No, it is. Especially if they're trying if they throw jabs at you, or they're literally like with me, they literally try to ruin my life just on purpose.
Yeah.
That's a real deal. But I have to look at it for what it was. I mean, a lot of people tried to sabotage Jesus and his ministry, to say he had a demon, said he was crazy, or just all that, because they were threatened by him. And I have to accept the fact that when we have him, people will be threatened by us because they it's almost like they know. You ever heard, "He who is within me is greater than whoever's in the world"?
Yeah.
And if you've ever seen a big, strong guy, you'd be a little intimidated by him. You know,
Oh
it's
yeah.
true. It's just the way it is.
Especially as a woman. I mean,
So
you know what I mean?
when you're spiritually like strong, you have Christ with you, it will intimidate people, and they won't even know why.
Yeah.
It's just the familiar spirits in them, or just the way they are. You know, they might feel like they're inadequate, and it's not your fault. It's such it's such a thing just to be. There's just so much peace in just knowing God's with you. You know, and just knowing He's got your back in this situation. And it's not because I'm perfect. It's not because I did everything right.
Right.
But it's like Jesus said, you are blessed. You know, you have God's blessing. He's got your his seal of approval is on you when people revile you, when they hate you, when they speak against you, when they spitefully use you. And I was like, wow, that all those things just happened to me, Lord. And he's like, yeah, and that's why I'm with you. That's why I'm
Yeah.
with you. They did this to my son, and you're also my son. You're also my daughter, Shabreen, because you've been through these things.
Yeah.
At the very least, you've had people try you. We try to use you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, everybody has. They see compassion and they take you for a fool. They take you for someone who's weak.
Yeah.
In my case, it's like it's one of the books Solomon wrote where he's like, "Let us try and see if God's really with him," because they're that jealous. They're like, "Oh, this is a man of God. Let's see if God will be with him after I do this to him. I'm gonna sleep with him. I'm gonna take his money. God's gonna abandon him." That's really how they think on the inside. It's disgusting. They'll never admit it to you or to me, but there will be a day where that those dots will be exposed before God and his angels. I know your thoughts. He knows your thoughts. He knows everyone's thoughts. Good, bad, you know, your best thoughts, your worst thoughts. He knows them all. And that's why I'm just like,
Sometimes I forget about that.
oh, we all forget sometimes. But here's all you have to say is, God, please create a clean heart within me, a clean
Yeah.
mind. Please remove anything that's not favorable to you.
Right.
Psh. He's telling me, you are human. You are not perfect. When Adam and Eve sinned, he was so merciful to them. He didn't let them be destroyed like Satan. Like Satan just became darkness, right? When he sinned. God in his mercy, Abba Yah, he took he took Adam and Eve and said, "You know what? I'm not going to let you go into the darkness. I'm going to put you in the covering. I'm going to cover you. I'm going to cover you." He even went further and he said, "One day you have to suffer now, but you got to get out of the garden. But one day I'm going to die for you because I love you." Did you know that?
Say that one more time.
When Adam and Eve sinned, God did not want them to become darkness like the devil did. He was merciful. The Father was merciful to Adam and Eve, and he covered them. When they were in the garden, they were like the angels. They were glowing, they were bright, they were so beautiful. And guess what? The snake was jealous. They sinned, and then God, in His mercy, He covered them. He covered their souls in the flesh so that they would not go into darkness as if they died. Because you know what God said is if you when you do this you will surely die, right? Well, they still died, but not in the sense where it's eternal. Because God was merciful. He already knew they were going to make this mistake before they did it. He said, I'm not going to destroy you. Not today. I'm actually going to die so that you can live. He's like, you're going to have to suffer now because of what you did. You're going to have to suffer. You can't live in the garden any longer. And they're going to miss the garden. You're going to think about what you did. But I'm going to come in however many thousand years, and I'm going to come down as a man teaching. Do you know the names of the patriarchs spell out the prophecy?
I did not.
All you have to do is Google the names from Adam to Noah in Hebrew and the meanings of them. You say Adam to Noah prophecy in Hebrew, or Adam to Noah prophecy, and it tells you the plan God had. I don't know exactly what the names mean off the top of my head, but Adam is man, and then Seth is appointed, right? Seth means appointed. After Seth was the next one. Forgive me, I don't know his name, but his name meant mortal, like immortal, right? So it means you will die. And then sorrow was the next one. And then the next is, but the blessed God will come down. And then the next one is teaching. That's Enoch. His name literally meant teaching. And then after Enoch, his death. And then it's will bring the despairing rest. That's what all the names from Adam to Noah prophesy. They prophesied Christ. God coming down as a man, teaching, and then his death brings peace.
Yeah.
And rest. That's what the names from Adam to Noah. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
That's another thing when I learned about, I was like, wow, you can't make this up. The details, those little details that we overlook, makes a world of difference when you're able to see them.
Right. What's the last one?
Noah means peace, rest.
No, the last commandment.
Oh, don't covet. Do not covet.
Oh, that was the last one.
Now I'll see nice things and I'll be like, hey, I trust God can get me that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a thing of coveting. It's not like I want it so bad. It's like, if God wants me to get that, I'll have that, or I'll have the money to get that.
Yeah.
because I just trust him. And I'm not putting my hope in these things in the world. They're gonna go away anyways.
Yeah.
The cars we'll have in heaven, come on. We don't even need cars. We just fly. We can just fly. Probably teleport. Who knows?
We'll probably be able to just walk.
It's a
But
place of splendor.
so
It's a place of splendor. You know, it's Jesus is he came and he said, "I'm gonna fulfill the hopes of men." That's why I'm here. A lot of people have been counting on me. You know, God was coming to fulfill the prophecy, all of the prophecies, and he did. Even though these